Hey everyone, welcome back to the ATD Movie Channel. I'm Tony, and today the Oscar nominations for 2018 have been announced. And I thought I would go through some of the top nominations or the top categories, talk about some surprises, and talk about who I think might be the winner in these categories. Real quickly, overall, The Shape of Water almost tied a record with 13 nominations this year. The record is 14, and 3 different movies have that record, 2 of them being last year, La La Land and Titanic back in 97. Dunkirk did really well with nominations. That's the Christopher Nolan wartime film, and that did 8 nominations. And so there are some big surprises here that are genre-bending type films. So I'll go through the top 8 categories. I'm not going to go through every single one of them, give you some quick thoughts and stuff. I'm going to read verbatim the nominations, and I'll start obviously with the biggest prize of all, and that's Best Picture. So for Best Picture, the nominations, there's 9 nominations out of a total possible 10. And if you recall, back in 2008, when The Dark Knight, directed by Christopher Nolan, was released, a lot of people thought that that movie should have been nominated for Best Picture, but the Academy voters typically go for your dramas and stuff like that, so they didn't nominate it. They expanded the possible Best Picture category nominations to 10, but it's on a scale. It's on a voting scale of how many movies get voted as the Best Picture. And it's kind of complicated in the way that you get the number of films nominated. In the last 10 years, I gotta say, it's been anywhere from 7 to all 10. Last year was 9, and this year it's 9 again. So the films that are nominated for Best Picture are Call Me By Your Name, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Get Out, Lady Bird, Phantom Thread, The Post, The Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards. So for me, I think all of these were expected in some way, shape, or form. I didn't think The Post was that great to be nominated for Best Picture, but I could see how it's a movie that the voters are attracted to. The biggest surprise has to be Get Out by Jordan Peele. It's a genre-bending type film that doesn't really fit in any one category, and it's been getting rave reviews since the day it got out. It was released. So that would be probably the biggest surprise in the Best Picture category. I think 3 Billboards will get it. I think they'll win. I don't want them to. I want to see either Dunkirk or The Shape of Water win Best Picture, but the Golden Globes are usually a pretty good precursor for who's going to win this category, and it's probably going to be 3 Billboards. All right, moving on to Director. Best Director, Christopher Nolan nominated for Dunkirk. Jordan Peele, again, a big surprise for Get Out. Greta Gerwig for Lady Bird, and Paul Thomas Anderson for Phantom Thread, Guillermo del Toro for The Shape of Water. This is a big deal for Greta Gerwig because she was not nominated for a Golden Globe, but she is being recognized by the Academy. And I think in this category, Guillermo del Toro will get it. I think Christopher Nolan stands a chance, but Greta Gerwig being nominated is also a really big deal. So that's the second category. The third category is actor in a leading role. There's a couple surprises on here that I really didn't think were going to get nominated. Timothy Chalamet is from Call Me By Your Name. Daniel Day-Lewis for Phantom Thread, huge surprise. Daniel Kaluuya is from Get Out. Gary Oldman from Darkest Hour, and Denzel Washington, Roman J. Israel. I did not see half of these nominations coming. The only one I knew was going to be nominated was Gary Oldman, and Chalamet from Call Me By Your Name. I figured he stood a chance. Daniel Day-Lewis is a big surprise considering it's supposedly his last film. Get Out is a big surprise, and Denzel Washington, the movie did not get very good reviews, but he's been nominated. Gary Oldman's going to win. He's won pretty much every acting award throughout the season leading up to this Oscar nomination. And he's been nominated only once before for Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. I think this will be it. This will be the year he gets it. Moving on to actress, Sally Hawkins for The Shape of Water, Frances McDormand for 3 Billboards, Margot Robbie for I, Tonya is a big surprise, Saoirse Ronan for Lady Bird, and Meryl Streep for The Post. I think for Meryl Streep, this has got to be like 21 or 22. I got to look it up, but I'm sure it's in the 20s at this point in terms of nominations. Saoirse Ronan, not a huge surprise. Margot Robbie is a big surprise because we haven't really heard from her in this award season so far. Her co-star, Allison Janney, which we'll see in a moment, has been getting all the accolades for that movie. Frances McDormand is probably going to win this. She's won every other acting award in this year for this category. I hope that Saoirse Ronan or Sally Hawkins win. Specifically, I want Sally Hawkins to win for The Shape of Water. I felt like hers was just a very, very difficult role, and she pulled it off. But Frances McDormand will probably be the winner in this category. Moving on to an actor in a supporting role, Willem Dafoe for The Florida Project. Haven't seen much of him during this award season. Woody Harrelson for 3 Billboards. I love this nomination, and I talked about Woody Harrelson in my review for the film because I thought he was fantastic, and he's been snubbed throughout the entire awards season. Richard Jenkins for The Shape of Water. I loved what he did in that movie. Christopher Plummer for All the Money in the World. That's a huge surprise considering he was an 11th hour change from Kevin Spacey. And then there's Sam Rockwell. 3 Billboards. Sam Rockwell will probably win. He's the one that's been winning this award throughout the season. I really hope there's consideration for both Woody Harrelson and Richard Jenkins, but I would not be upset with Sam Rockwell winning this. I think he was fantastic in the movie. A movie that I really didn't enjoy that much, but he was great in it. So that's a supporting actor category. Moving on to supporting actress, there's some big surprises here. Mary J. Blige from Mudbound. That is, I don't even need to look it up. That's got to be a first-time nomination for her in terms of acting. And the movie itself got a ton of exposure and good reviews, but we didn't really hear much about her performance specifically. Allison Janney is going to win. She's from I, Tonya. She's, in my opinion, going to win. She's the one that's been getting all the rave reviews and all the accolades for this movie. Leslie Manville from Phantom Thread. This was a bit of a surprise for me. I didn't see that coming. The movie itself was released as late as humanly possible to be nominated or to be recognized by the Academy. And then Laurie Metcalf for Lady Bird. I loved her, and I hope she's the one that wins. I don't think she will because of, again, Allison Janney's been winning every award this year. And then there's Octavia Spencer, The Shape of Water. I thought she was fantastic. She, I think, will be considered an underdog in this category. I think it goes to Janney. Let's move on to music. Dunkirk, Hans Zimmer. This has got to be, 10 or 12 movies that he's been nominated for. The guy's a legend. There's Phantom Thread, Johnny Greenwood, The Shape of Water, Alexandre Desplat, and the Star Wars The Last Jedi is John Williams, a legend in this industry. And then there's 3 Billboards, Carter Burwell. If I had to guess, it's The Shape of Water. He's been getting recognized throughout the awards season, and I think he'll be the ultimate winner of this category. Now is the best song of the year. Mighty River for Mudbound. That's Mary J. Blige. And the next one is Mystery of Love from Call Me By Your Name. Remember Me from Coco, Stand Up for Something from Marshall, and This Is Me from The Greatest Showman. This Is Me has been winning all the awards this season, so if I had to guess, it would probably be This Is Me, and it's a fantastic song. It's an uplifting, empowering song. I do want to mention that it was written by Benji Pasek and Justin Paul, who just so happened to win the Oscar last year for La La Land with their song City of Stars. So this will be a back-to-back Oscar win for these guys. And if you haven't heard the entire soundtrack for The Greatest Showman, do yourself a favor, go out and get it. It's fantastic. I'm making my wife sick of it with how many times I'm listening to it on loop. And the last category I'm going to talk about is Best Animated Film. There are some surprises here. So the first one is The Boss Baby. I did not think this movie was going to be nominated, considering just how much people make fun of it. The Breadwinner, I'm going to be honest, I've never even heard of. Coco is Disney Pixar. Ferdinand was getting, a lot of love at the theater. It's still playing. And then Loving Vincent. I think the winner will be Coco, but there are some surprises on here that I've never heard of. So that's kind of an interesting category. We'll see how it plays out. So these are the top 9 categories. There's many, many more, and I don't mean to disrespect any of the talented artists or the people behind the scenes that make these movies that we love. It's just a matter of time. I'll leave a link in the description to the nominations and stuff. And let me know in the comments what you guys think. Are there any surprises? Did you see a lot of these coming? Give me your thoughts on the entire Oscar nominations list. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be notified of content uploaded regularly. And you can find other movie news videos on the channel as well. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll talk to you soon.